Hey everybody, it is Monday, day 19 of my 365 journey. Just wanted to report in, hadn't shot a video in a couple of days, and yeah, just wanted to do another video because decided to do just a writing one the other day. I actually felt really good about that one. It's amazing how sometimes when you write content or you do something, how you think it's going to be a hit and it just isn't quite the hit that you think it is. Anyways, so couple topics tonight. I guess I just wanted to touch on one I talked about when it comes to the financial planning side of things. Actually, both. I've got that one book I've been talking about, the life-changing magic of tidying up. So I am slow progress on this. I kind of fell off the wagon of reading here, so I'm going to get back on this. This ties in, for me, into a topic that Gary Vaynerchuk was talking about. If you don't know Gary V, if you don't mind profanity, check him out. He is the ultimate for online content, social media. He founded winelibrary.net, I believe it is. Took his parents' $6 million wine business and transformed it into a $60 million wine business. I believe those are the numbers. In a matter of 5 years. And he just believes in giving content. So one of the things that he did for, I think it was Memorial Day, it was just in the States, he gave everyone a challenge. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of the things in this book and through Gary V's challenge when it comes to tidying up. So basically what it is I'm going to take his challenge because somebody asked him the question of, hey, can you give me $5,000 to help me start up my business? And he said, no, it just wouldn't be the same. He said, if you went through your stuff in your house, odds are good you're going to find probably close to all the money that you need. And it's crazy when you think about it. It's so true. We all have so much stuff just kicking around that we don't actually we don't even know it's there anymore. So what this book has inspired me to do is go through and declutter and start tidying up. Again, perfect opportunity with the move coming up. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take pictures of everything and I'm going to post it on Garage Sale, which is our local Craigslist but better equivalent. So I'm going to do that. And actually, you know what I'll do is I'm going to not just do all the photos, I'll put it on video as well in terms of how many items and then the total money that we get out of it, because it's going to be amazing, I think, how much money you can actually find within your house, and be it to pay off maybe some credit card balances or make a car payment or something like that. I just think that that's something super easy that we can all do. So, you know, invest the whatever this is, $19.99 Canadian. I'm sure it's cheaper on Amazon. So go ahead and get that book and then try that. Just try going through and implementing a couple of these things and selling a bunch of your crap and then throwing that money into either paying off debt, again, high interest stuff, get rid of that crap first, or invest that and put it towards your legacy. So here we go. So the last part, real quick, is what matters. If you guys want to read a really, really, really good book, get it on Amazon. It's called What Matters. This is the reader's guide. So this isn't so much the one I would initially talk about. Basically, what matters is it's a book about a guy on his deathbed, and he's writing a book for his family, and it's all about his values. And what he does is he identifies his most important values in life, and then he actually tells the story of where he learned that, and he learned those values. So anyone who's got kids, anyone who's got loved ones, you know, even for me at 41, there are things that I've learned in my life that I want my girls to know. And I'm going to go through this reader's guide and I'm going to capture that, because when we talk about financial planning, it's always about the money. And what we forget a lot of the times is the human and the intellectual capital, as we call it in heritage design. And that basically is the fights, the lessons you've learned, all the battles that you've gone through, all of those things, those are all lessons and things that you've experienced that probably would make somebody else's life a little bit easier if they didn't have to learn those lessons the hard way. Now, mind you, if you're a stubborn prick like me half the time, you're going to go through them anyways, but hey, that's besides the point. But, it's just, those are the lessons. And if you're making donations to something, and, if you want those types of donations to continue, this is kind of something I brought up to the local hospital foundation, and I got to get back on getting back to them. See, what happens is when people make donations and you've got donors, there's a reason why someone's making a donation to the hospital foundation. It's probably because of an experience that they had. When you take a look at the percentages after someone passes of the next generation continuing on with those donations, it's very small, like very, very small, less than 10%. So why is that? Because they don't know the story. They don't know why someone is making those donations. So it's kind of a win-win for the hospital foundation, because they're essentially getting themselves a donor forever, right? As long as that story continues to be told within that family. I think that's so important, and it's like that for many things. It's instilling all these values in our children as well when it comes to family values. I'll get more into it another time, but just real quick, one of the first things that we can do for our kids is with allowances or whatever, is do the third approach, right? A third goes to saving, a third goes to spending, and a third goes to a donation of some kind. So you're teaching them philanthropy and giving at an early age. You're teaching them due diligence, because they're going to learn about where they're putting their money, and what that money, as they get older, they're going to ask more questions of, hey, where exactly are those donations going? So they're going to learn their due diligence. They're spending. When you question them on that every week, hey, so you bought that last week, cool. Would you do that again? And they may or may not. And then you can ask them and create a dialogue, and then hopefully teach them that frivolous spending is not worth it. And then the saving aspect, you're just teaching them math, right? You're teaching them, okay, you put aside X number of dollars, great, so what's the total that you have now? And then maybe you can actually teach them some basic investing skills. So maybe that's something I should look into as well, because the problem is fees are going to eat away a lot of that. But again, a little bit of just these basic lessons at a young age build the foundation for heritage design. So anyways, just a couple things that I want to touch on. We're approaching 8 minutes here, so just to wrap it up, get this tidying book. It's really, really good. And if nothing else, just to fold your t-shirts differently. I'm going to try that now, because I've got my laundry going on, and I got a kid screaming downstairs, so I better get down there and get dinner on the table. I hope everyone had a wonderful Monday, and hope everyone got out and did something active today, and we will chat with everybody tomorrow.